What if I told you that one of the most powerful methods to restore leg strength, especially if you've been struggling with sluggishness, weakness, or mounting fatigue, doesn't require a gym membership or expensive supplements, but comes straight from your own kitchen? What would come to mind? Recent research has actually shown that a specific food, when eaten at the right time and in the proper combination, can start reviving neuromuscular function in as little as 12 hours. Let me share a remarkable discovery from a 2023 study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Participants over 50 who consumed a specific nutrient-dense meal in the evening showed measurable improvements in muscle protein synthesis and mitochondrial activity by the very next morning. These are your body's biological powerhouses responsible for energy production, recovery, and strength, especially in your legs, which often show the earliest signs of decline as we age. This isn't just about mobility or appearance. It's about something much more fundamental: your independence, confidence, and long-term vitality. When leg strength diminishes, everything changes. Climbing stairs becomes challenging. Balance becomes compromised. Energy levels plummet. Many people chalk this up to inevitable aging. But here's the truth. Age isn't the primary culprit behind muscle mass decline. The real factors are chronic cellular malnutrition, persistent low-grade inflammation, and misaligned circadian rhythms. In other words, it's not your chronological age, it's your biology. What matters is what you eat, when you eat it, and how it communicates with your nervous system and muscles. In today's episode, we'll explore the neurobiology and physiology behind one accessible food that can dramatically enhance leg function when used strategically. You'll discover the specific food composition that supercharges neuromuscular repair overnight, how this food restores mitochondrial efficiency in your muscles' energy factories, the role amino acid signaling plays in rebuilding muscle density, how your circadian clock influences this food's effectiveness, and optimal timing for maximum impact, plus a step-by-step protocol you can implement immediately. This isn't hype, it's science. And remember, with the right approach, your body can recover far faster than you might imagine. Before we get into the details, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's dive in. For decades, we believed muscle loss with age was primarily about atrophy, the shrinking of muscle fibers due to inactivity or declining hormone levels. However, current neuroscience research reveals a different, much more hopeful and actionable picture. Here's what researchers are uncovering. You may think you've lost substantial muscle mass, but it's actually just disconnected. Here's what the research shows. The motor neurons linking your brain and spinal cord to your muscles, particularly in your legs, begin deteriorating or losing efficiency as early as your 40s. This disconnection reduces electrical signaling strength. Essentially, muscles aren't receiving the full command to contract. They're present but inactive. Adults experiencing declining leg strength still possess the structural capacity for muscle function. A groundbreaking University of Calgary study found the issue was neuromuscular signal transmission. The muscle wasn't dead, it was simply dormant, and this means it can be reactivated. Have you ever felt unsteady rising from a chair for no clear reason? Do your legs tire more quickly than before, despite maintaining your usual routine? That's not just natural aging, it's a breakdown in neural connectivity. The encouraging news is there's a solution. Your spinal cord plays a crucial role here. Beyond serving as a relay station for movement commands, it requires continuous nutrient-driven support to maintain signal integrity. Think of your leg muscles as a team of skilled workers, with your nervous system as the foreman giving instructions through a megaphone. When the megaphone's battery runs low, performance suffers. But recharge the battery, and the team can quickly resume work. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is supplying the neuromuscular junction, where nerves meet muscles, with essential nutrients that restore signaling efficiency. Certain amino acids, B vitamins, and acetylcholine precursors can dramatically improve this connection in just hours. The food we're focusing on provides exactly this. This food isn't just protein-rich. It contains the specific nutrients your nervous system needs to restore communication. When you consume it, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're reactivating them. Here's the practical takeaway. Before worrying about building more muscle, first ensure your nervous system is actually utilizing the muscle you already have. With leg weakness, signal quality often matters more than muscle quantity. Next, we'll explore leucine, one of the most critical nutrients for reactivating this system and how it functions as a molecular switch for strength. But first, if this new perspective is helping you see your body differently, consider subscribing. This channel is dedicated to transforming scientific knowledge into actionable power. After you finish eating, there's a crucial window when your body searches for signals. These aren't just calories, they're molecular cues telling it what to do next. And leucine is one of the most powerful signals it seeks. Leucine is an essential amino acid, meaning your body cannot produce it. You must obtain it through food. But its importance extends far beyond basic nutrition. Scientists call leucine an anabolic trigger because it signals cells that it's time to grow. Here's what research reveals. Leucine directly activates a cellular pathway called mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, which serves as a control tower for muscle protein synthesis. Think of mTOR as your body's internal switch for building or repairing muscle tissue, with leucine as the finger that flips the switch. A 2011 Journal of Nutrition study showed that even in older adults, a single leucine-rich meal could significantly boost mTOR activity and stimulate muscle protein synthesis. This is crucial because our muscles become more resistant to anabolic signals as we age. However, leucine can overcome this resistance. It's one of the few nutrients proven to do so within hours. Ever feel tired or weak in your legs despite eating a protein-rich meal? The issue might not be protein quantity, but leucine quality and timing. Many older adults unknowingly consume just enough protein to prevent muscle breakdown, but insufficient leucine to trigger muscle growth. This is why protein timing and source matter. Here's a simple tool. Center your first major meal around a leucine-rich food source. The highest leucine sources include animal proteins, like eggs, beef, poultry, and especially whey protein. Just 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, found in about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, is enough to activate the mTOR pathway and initiate muscle repair. For a more convenient option, whey protein isolate is among the most effective approaches. It contains leucine and other essential amino acids in optimal ratios. This is why athletes and clinicians working with older adults increasingly turn to it for rapid muscle function restoration. But this isn't just about recovery, it's about reconnection. After consuming leucine-rich protein, more than just growth occurs in your brain and muscles. Communication is restored. You're actively participating in restoring biochemical dialogue between your nervous system and muscle fibers. The faster this conversation resumes, the quicker your legs begin feeling stable, strong, and alive again. Next, we'll discuss the second vital component, acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that physically commands your muscles to move, and the specific food that replenishes it faster than most supplements. If you found these insights helpful, consider liking the video. This helps us share science-backed strength tools with more people who need them, and signals the algorithm that this information matters. Whenever you decide to move, whether standing, stepping, or rising from a chair, a signal originates in your brain. However, that signal doesn't communicate directly with your muscles. First, it's converted into acetylcholine, a chemical messenger. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter responsible for neuromuscular transmission, the specific mechanism translating brain signals into muscle action. Without adequate amounts, your muscles won't fire properly. They hesitate, misfire, or fail to respond entirely. This becomes increasingly significant with each passing year. Research shows acetylcholine production and receptor sensitivity gradually decline over time, particularly in motor neurons controlling the legs. This explains why even minor balance lapses or delayed muscle responses become more common approaching senior years. But here's where the science gets exciting. Research demonstrates that choline, acetylcholine's precursor, can rapidly restore this signaling capacity. A 2012 Nutrients review emphasized that increasing dietary choline can enhance acetylcholine production within 6 to 12 hours, especially when the brain actively demands motor coordination. Which food provides this advantage? Eggs. Specifically, the yolks are nature's most abundant choline source. Just 2 whole eggs provide over 300 milligrams of choline, which converts to acetylcholine and helps restore motor control pathways. This isn't just nutritional trivia, it's a functional protocol. If you experience tremors, instability, or reduced power when walking or standing, or if your legs respond slowly, try this simple morning routine. Consume 2 whole eggs about 30 minutes after waking, preferably alongside leucine-rich protein like whey or cottage cheese. Why? Because acetylcholine synthesis is naturally lowest after sleep, and motor neurons are most receptive to nutritional input in the morning when acetylcholine synthesis is at its lowest, precisely when it's needed most. You're providing your body the raw materials to re-establish neuromuscular command. Ever notice how much more confident your steps feel after a protein-rich breakfast? This isn't placebo. It's your central nervous system firing with greater precision. Choline does more than support muscle. It's upgrading the communication channel between your brain and legs. Don't worry if you follow a plant-based diet or don't eat eggs. Quinoa, Brussels sprouts, and soybeans are alternative choline sources. However, egg yolks have the highest bioavailability, how well your body absorbs and utilizes the substance. One more note. Acetylcholine doesn't just activate muscles, it also plays significant roles in learning, memory, and concentration. When you restore brain acetylcholine levels, you're enhancing both physical control and cognitive clarity, a double win for positive aging. Next, we'll focus on another crucial link, the relationship between blood flow and leg strength, plus a food that improves circulation so effectively it's being studied as a natural treatment for vascular dementia and performance fatigue. Please subscribe if you're committed to restoring strength and clarity. We're just getting started, but each segment builds on the last, providing tools designed to work in your daily life. Imagine trying to grow a garden with a kinked water hose. No matter how fertile the soil or abundant the sunlight, plants won't thrive. Inside your muscles, particularly your legs, this is exactly what happens as we age. The arteries and capillaries supplying our lower limbs often become more constricted and less responsive. This occurs when blood flow becomes restricted or inefficient, hampering oxygen delivery, nutrient transport, and waste removal. 3 essential components of muscle function and recovery. The result? Leg sensations characterized by heaviness, fatigue, or sluggish response. Even with adequate protein and exercise, poor circulation can subtly undermine strength. Nitric oxide, NO, is the primary molecule controlling blood vessel dilation. It's a gas naturally produced in your endothelial cells, the cells lining your blood vessels. This gas signals your blood vessels when to widen and allow increased blood flow. Remarkably, nitric oxide production heavily depends on the foods you consume, and beets are among the most potent natural boosters. Beets, especially raw or juiced, provide dietary nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide. A 2015 Journal of Applied Physiology study found that older adults consuming beetroot juice experienced significant leg muscle power increases within hours. This improvement was particularly notable in fast twitch fibers, critical for balance and fall prevention. This wasn't marginal improvement. Benefits were substantial enough to measure in real-world movement testing, walking speed tests, chair stand tests, and stair climbing. Here's a practical tool. About 90 minutes before any physical activity, consume 1 to 2 medium-sized beets or drink 250 to 300 milliliters of beetroot juice. This allows nitrates time to convert to nitric oxide and begin increasing vasodilation. Want to amplify this? Combine with 20 minutes of light activity like walking, gentle cycling, or dynamic stretching. Movement itself powerfully stimulates nitric oxide production, especially when your body is already saturated with dietary nitrates. Think of it as pressurizing and priming the hose simultaneously. Some worry about beets' sugar content, but their glycemic load is relatively modest, and performance benefits far outweigh any pre-activity spike. You can also pair with protein or high-fiber greens to manage this. If you find this information valuable, consider subscribing. Rather than overwhelming you, we dive deep into evidence-based strategies like this to empower you. Every video aims to deliver actionable scientific insights you can implement immediately to feel stronger, sharper, and more in control of your body. Next, we'll discuss inflammation, one of muscle loss's most misunderstood aspects, and how one food category can extinguish the persistent low-grade fire, diminishing your leg strength from within. Even though you might not feel it, it's there, like a low, steady hum in the background. I'm talking about chronic inflammation. Unlike acute inflammation that's obvious and occurs after injury, chronic inflammation is subtle, systemic, and gradually erodes muscle function over time, particularly in the legs. Here's what research shows. Even low-level chronic inflammation can reduce muscles' ability to regenerate, strengthen, and coordinate. A 2020 Journals of Gerontology study found that elevated inflammatory markers, specifically C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, strongly correlated with decreased muscle mass and strength in older adults, even when participants' physical activity and nutrition levels appeared adequate. So what happens inside your body? Inflammation impairs mitochondrial function, the very engines powering your muscle contractions, by interfering with muscle protein synthesis, increasing oxidative stress, and disrupting mitochondrial performance. Additionally, it hinders your nervous system's ability to effectively recruit muscle fibers, meaning even when muscle is present, the activation signal becomes weaker. Here's the surprising part. One of our most effective tools for extinguishing this ongoing fire isn't found in the supplement aisle. It's in your produce drawer. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, chard, and mustard greens. These aren't just nutrient-dense, they're tremendously anti-inflammatory. They contain high concentrations of polyphenols, chlorophyll, magnesium, and nitrate compounds that support your body's ability to downregulate inflammatory pathways. Specifically, the polyphenol quercetin, found in mustard greens and kale, has been shown to directly inhibit inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. A 2019 Frontiers in Pharmacology study showed that consuming quercetin-rich foods daily can reduce inflammation markers within 2 to 4 weeks, particularly when combined with moderate exercise. Here's a simple, scientifically supported protocol. Include at least 1 cup of dark leafy greens in your first meal daily. Why the first meal? Primarily because it helps establish inflammatory regulation throughout your circadian rhythm, the internal clock controlling immune and hormonal responses. Try combining them with healthy fat sources like olive oil or avocado to enhance absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like vitamin K and beta-carotene. Add a squeeze of lemon or apple cider vinegar to improve digestion and nutrient uptake. Now, these foods don't work like painkillers. You won't feel immediate relief, but over time, as little as 10 to 14 days, you may experience less discomfort, faster recovery, more stable energy, and renewed leg strength. This is where nutrition transforms from fuel to signal, telling your immune system we're safe and it can power down. Next, we'll discuss something most people completely overlook: how meal timing can either accelerate or slow your muscle and leg strength restoration process, especially as you age. The food you eat is only part of the leg strength restoration equation. Meal timing may be equally important, particularly as we get older. Understanding that whenever you consume a protein-containing meal, you trigger a process called muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the biological process by which your body repairs damaged muscle tissue and builds new muscle. Simply put, your body essentially says, "Let's grow." The challenge is that as we age, this signal weakens due to anabolic resistance, when muscles become less responsive to dietary protein. This means even if you consume adequate overall protein, your body may not fully utilize it for muscle repair. What's the solution? Research shows that distributing protein-rich meals evenly throughout the day, starting with breakfast, can significantly improve muscle preservation and growth, especially in legs and lower body. A 2014 University of Texas study found that people consuming nearly equal protein amounts at breakfast, lunch, and dinner had 25% higher muscle protein synthesis rates than those eating most protein at dinner. Why? Because each meal served as a distinct muscle growth stimulus, keeping the signal consistently strong throughout the day. Additionally, eating within 30 to 60 minutes of light exercise or walking can enhance this effect, particularly in older adults. This time frame is called the anabolic window, when muscle cells are most receptive to nutrition and can rapidly absorb amino acids for tissue rebuilding. Here's a simple applicable protocol. Step 1. Ensure your first daily meal contains at least 30 grams of high-quality protein. This might look like Greek yogurt with hemp seeds and berries, or 3 eggs with sautéed spinach and lentils. Step 2. Within an hour of any physical activity, whether walking, stretching, or light resistance training, consume a meal or snack containing both protein and complex carbohydrates. Examples include a protein powder and banana smoothie, or quinoa beans and olive oil. Carbohydrates stimulate insulin, a hormone that enhances nutrient uptake and improves amino acid transport efficiency into muscle cells. Step 3. Avoid protein stacking at dinner. While it's tempting to save the largest meal for evening, research indicates muscles can only synthesize a certain amount of protein at once, typically 30 to 40 grams. The remainder is either stored or oxidized for energy. When you optimize meal timing and distribution, you're not just nourishing muscles, you're communicating with them. You're sending your body the message to stay strong, active, and vital. That's really the key point here. Muscle isn't just for movement, it's a metabolic organ safeguarding your vitality. We'll bring everything together in our conclusion, from nitric oxide's crucial role to nutritional timing's power, providing you with a concise, empowering summary plus one simple step you can take right now to transform your leg strength, energy, and overall health. Reaching this point means you've already accomplished the most significant step: gaining knowledge. It's now clear that regaining leg strength, even within just 12 hours, isn't impossible. It's physiologically factual when you know how to work with your body's natural mechanisms rather than against them. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's quickly review the 6 scientifically backed principles we've covered. Nitric oxide drives blood flow to your legs, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and energy where needed most. Without it, muscles become dormant. Beetroot, especially in concentrated powder form, is among the most potent natural nitric oxide boosters, creating genuine, measurable increases in leg blood flow and performance within hours. Your blood vessels. Endothelium, the inner lining, is crucial for muscle oxygenation. Foods rich in nitrates, polyphenols, and antioxidants can literally reboot this system. Fast-twitch muscle fibers, particularly in your legs, are vulnerable to aging effects. However, they're also remarkably responsive to changes in blood flow, nutrition, and neural input. The gut-muscle connection means food influences not just digestion, but programs how your brain and muscles communicate. Beetroot's impact on gut microorganisms is a significant factor here, and meal timing, especially when coordinated with physical activity, helps you avoid anabolic resistance and keeps your muscle-building machinery active. One consistent theme: your body is designed to adapt and wants to regenerate. The challenge is providing appropriate inputs at the right times and amounts. Here's your next step. Simple, clear, and highly effective. Starting tomorrow morning, begin your day with a beetroot smoothie, including a protein source like Greek yogurt or plant-based alternative. Shortly after drinking it, take a 15-minute walk. This primes your blood vessels, triggers nitric oxide release, and initiates muscle signaling. Then, within 30 to 60 minutes, consume a protein-rich breakfast. The science is clear. Even small interventions, a single nutrient, a brief walk, or well-timed meal, can produce rapid, measurable changes in how your body performs and feels, especially in your legs, which aren't just your movement foundation, but also a reflection of your metabolic health and vitality. This isn't just about leg strength, it's about momentum. As you implement these strategies daily, you'll begin noticing something subtle but significant. Not only do your legs feel stronger, but you feel more capable, energized, stable, and like yourself. Try this specific protocol and observe what happens. If this video helped you see your body and potential differently, I'd appreciate a like, comment, and subscription. This community exists to help you not just survive, but truly thrive with evidence-based tools benefiting your mind, body, and life. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.